This is on the west side of Wolf Creek Pass, coming down, headed westbound towards Durango. And I just thought this was, well, it's a scenic pull-off, so apparently I'm not the only one who thinks it's quite scenic. And then coming over the edge here, there's really cool rock formations. Okay, well, just a quick deal here. I'm at Mesa Verde, and I'm on the north edge of it, so I'm looking to northwest right now. That's the Abajo, A-B-A-J-O mountains, which means Blue Mountains. Those right there are the La Salle Mountains, which means salt. You can barely see them with this funny light. And this whole thing is the Montezuma Valley. I don't actually know this, I just read it. So, it's kind of getting dark. I have about a mile to hike back out, so I figure I better get my butt in gear. Wow, so I'm back at the trailhead. As you can see, it is distinctly dusk. Twilight, probably. Well, you can't even see the trail in this, but you can see it fine in terms of walking on it. But I thought that was pretty silhouette of the mesa there. This is called Knife Edge Trail. It's just a couple miles, but kind of fun. It occurred to me that I never showed you guys how I do these supply caches. I'm picking up supply caches going from the southwest to the northeast. So this is at the trailhead for, well, sort of the trailhead for segment 25. Not actually at the trailhead, I'm at a campground that's nearby the trailhead that the trail goes through. The trailhead itself just crossed a highway, and it didn't really have any place to easily sequester a cache. So, see if I can see this. This is my little unit. There, maybe that's, see in the top right corner there, it's where to. So I'm going to select that. And then there's a choice for waypoints. And you see that there is SC7, which is supply cache number 7. And supposedly it's 427 feet west of here. Hello. How are y'all?
Very good. How are you?
I'm well, thank you.
Ace.
So there we go. So that's has me headed that way now. So hopefully we'll see how it goes. We got some other hikers here with dogs. Don't mind me, I'm not really following you. I'm picking up supply cache, so I'll be trying to find it. Oh my goodness. Where you going? Hi guys. So when we get closer, I'm hoping that I will, oh my goodness. I'm hoping that I'll recognize the area and then I'll get a little bit more. Oh my goodness, do we need to say hi? Huh? Do we need to say hi?
Did he come?
It's always interesting getting up on these trails after I've placed the caches, because although I have a general idea where I put them, I have a tendency to sort of forget where they are, and especially since I do hide them a little bit. You'll see how that works out when we get up here. It's a little wet. The tread is. There are areas where there's snow on the ground. So this is just leftover moisture from that. I was concerned that I couldn't get up to this little campground area because an awful lot of the campgrounds that I've gone by have been gated. And since this is at a pass, Molos Pass, M-A-L-O-S, I was concerned that it would be closed off. I have a vague recollection that it's over in here, so here you can see that shows me a direction to it, so I think my guess is right. So we'll start wandering off in this direction. There's a little bit of an incipient path, which maybe is part of the reason why I chose this direction. Quite pretty. Alright, let me get over in here. Give it a little bit more panoramic view. Very pretty. Okay, so it's telling me that I'm arriving, and that it's over in here someplace. It's really funny. Oh, here it is. So there is the supply cache. So you can see, I mean, it's not extremely well hidden, but the chances of somebody actually finding it are pretty remote. It's right there. So, go in here, pull it out. So, feed my hand up. Actually, see, I put a branch over it. And then the cache itself. Oh. So that's what my supply caches look like. They're bare containers. This one has not been disturbed at all. Then I don't know if I can do this. Probably not. I'll try. Oh. So, yeah, what I'm going to do is I've got a small pack on. This is just what you would normally consider a day pack. But it has releases that allow it to open quite wide. So, wide enough to fit this thing, I think. I'm pretty sure I've carried these in here before. So it just barely fits, but it does fit. So those weigh, well, it's a week's worth of food for me, 2 dogs, and a bunch of extraneous supplies. So it probably weighs about, with the container itself, probably weighs about 15 pounds. So, although it's not a terrible burden, it's definitely noticeable. Shoot. Getting my other arm through it. There we go. Okay, so that is it for supply cache at segment 25. I think the next one's at segment 22, but we'll see. This is an area, I guess, be just south of Molas Pass. Coming back from Trailhead 25, or just got done at Trailhead 25. And I came north on this to get to Trailhead 25, so I'm backtracking. But I thought this was really pretty, and I thought you all might enjoy it. Sorry for the sound of the traffic. That's the mountain that I took a picture of a little bit earlier. This is the the north side of it, I guess. Hence the snow, whereas the other side hardly had any. This hillside right here, well, we can't really see it right now. It's just a huge swath of aspen. Really pretty. I would have taken a picture of it, but there wasn't an easy way to get off, and I didn't want to risk it. Okay, so I thought this would be sort of interesting. Well, there's that hillside that I was talking about. So it really is quite beauteous, really pretty. But this is the reforestation area. So given the orientation of the sign and stuff, I presume it's the opposing hill. So that's all reforested. Mostly, a great deal by human effort. It's amazing what 135 years of effort will do. Well, actually, that's not true. 105-ish years of effort, because it didn't start until 1911. Looks great. Go over to the other side. So there's the other side, on the other side of that grove of aspen. Love that mountain, really pretty. Nice little road down there. I don't know what that is. Oh yeah, that's Old Lime Creek Road. Alright, so we are at the Pinkerton Hot Springs, which has this pretty cool thing. I'm not entirely certain that it's natural. It may well be. I'm just not sure. But yeah. Get out here where we can see it's got a slight, very slight, I don't know if that's, yeah, very slight sulfury smell, but not much. But really quite pretty. And it comes over here and has a drainage. Let's see. It's tepid. It's not hot. Doesn't smell like anything once you pick it up and stick your face in it. It may be the algae growing that's the slight smell. I don't think it's really good for the plants. Plants seem to grow despite it. They sort of seem to grow in the dry spots, with the exception of the cattails over there. It's pretty neat. Pretty neat place. I don't know. God, you know, I thought it was natural, but the top of that does not look natural. You know, that looks constructed. But who knows? I certainly don't. That's constructed, because this would not have sharp edges like that, I don't think. These rounded things make sense, but a sharp edge like that up there doesn't make sense at all. I'm gonna guess somebody augmented just to make it more interesting. Quite pretty. Not Yellowstone, but hey, you know, it is what it is. So just south of Crete, just a couple of miles. Matter of fact, it'll probably be in the viewfinder here. But I just thought that this was gorgeous. interesting one. I'm up here at some pass. I don't remember what it is right now. You know, I remember coming to this day use area. I remember using the bathrooms over there. I think I remember walking up that road. But I have no recollection of where the cache is. So I'm gonna walk up the road and see if my little direction finder gets me someplace that looks reasonable. But we'll see. Fun times. Yeah. Yeah, well, that sort of looks hopeful. I'll go ahead and keep this running. I don't know how useful these little snippets of me walking on a trail are, but we'll see. This is sort of steep. I remember this steep road. Just thinking about it as I was driving up here. I wasn't looking forward to walking up. Wanted to check to make sure I'd locked the car. Dad was very gracious and let me use his car for this great big long trip, probably about 1,100 miles all total. Sort of a ironic bit to this whole thing is I just came from the trailhead for segment 25 and drove to the trailhead for segment 22. The hiking distance on the Colorado Trail between those two is approximately 47 miles. I had to drive 200 to get between the two of them, including crossing over a mountain range, which was Wolf Creek Pass. Also, to get to trailhead for 25, I had to go north out of Durango. I'm 550 or 50 towards Silverton. And once I'd retrieved that cache, I just had to turn around and drive back down to Durango. Now for this one, 22, I think I headed north out of South Fork. I think that's the junction on 149. Drove up here to 22, and I was just looking at the future travel. I turn back around, go back down to where I turn north, and head east again on 160. So I'm doing a lot of in and out, back and forth. Sure, it'll look somewhat humorous on the track for my DeLorme device. And we just seem to be getting closer. Just looking at my... Usually when I peel off and stash these things, there's a little bit of something that makes sense to me for peeling them off. And I'm gonna guess, in this case, maybe it's this sort of vague, not really a path. Huh. Well, that seems to be the right direction. Boy, this just does not really look at all familiar to me. I mean, the road did. It may look more familiar as I get right to it. There's a downed log here. Those are always a favorite of mine to stash things behind. But Apparently not in this case. Boy, that over there, those logs seem really familiar to me all of a sudden. So I'll head that direction. That seems to be the right way. Once again, downed logs. They're kind of nice because you can stash something behind them, and particularly if you stash them on the uphill side, or the side away from the trail, it is especially elusive to someone who might be, boy, I'm supposed to be right on top of it. Yeah, I think this is it over here. Yep, there it is. Oops. Oh, yeah. So in this case, I buried it a little bit more. So I don't know if you can see that in there even up this close, but I'll move some of these things. And there it be. That one was pretty well hit. Once again, it's unscathed. Okay, so this is about 2/10 of a mile in. There's actually a pretty good stash. Certainly wouldn't have found it without a navigation unit. So, no nibble marks or anything like that. One thing I was slightly concerned about with these, they're bear proof. They didn't say anything about rodent proof. But so far, I've never had anybody chew on them, which is good. Alright, so I'm going to put it in the pack and hike back down to the car. Trying to decide what I'm going to do. We're about 11,000 feet here. And this is a day use area anyway. So I don't want to stay up here. I'm getting close to, knocking it off for the night. Because I want to set up camp while it's still daylight. But I prefer to be a little bit lower. There are, I don't see them right now, but I did see some snow around here on the ground. So prefer not to be where there's snow. Just that much cold. So I am still at the area where I hiked up that road to get my cache at Trailhead 22. This is called Spring Creek Pass. It has occurred to me as I've been driving these many hours that I always thought these trailheads were at the beginning of segments, but I don't think they are necessarily, so I'm going to have to go through my GPS locations and double check things. So, Spring Creek. I pulled off the road to try to find a place to camp. Said there was camping here, but I don't think it's this particular thing. This is a area called Elephant Rocks. And kind of cool. Where are we? We are north of Del Norte, which that might put us, I don't know, might be sort of close to Great Sand Dunes. I'd have to look. But anyway, it's pretty. It was getting kind of dark, and my first couple of attempts at finding a spot to stay the night did not have any, didn't work out very well. So anyway, I saw a turnoff that said entering to watch public lands, and I took it and drove up a little dirt road and found a white spot on the road. There's the road over there. And so this is where I'm staying for the night. Dad's car. Thank you, Dad, for letting me borrow your car. So, pretty desolate, and I'm pretty exposed, but it's a very clear night, and hopefully it'll stay clear. Here we are at Trailhead 18. There's a little Colorado Trail marker. It's about a half an hour before dawn, hence the darkness. Woke up this morning and it was a chilly 24 degrees. Sorry, I'm putting on my gloves. Oh. So my nice little fleece gloves. So going down to this is one of the more crappily marked trailheads that there is around here. We'll try to get everything up too. Put a new chain on. Somebody decided to cinch it down real tight. Sorry for all the confusion here. I have to put these things back. So yeah, it's just a simple latch mechanism. Chain hooked to one end, chain goes through the slot on the other end and goes around a post. So I'm wearing a headlamp, and this is usually what I use to navigate and camp after dark. But it's also good for hiking on trails when it's not the best of light. I don't know if I mentioned it's about half an hour before dawn, so probably by the time we get down there, it'll be that's where you can see the, I don't know if you can see it or not, see the frost on the plants this morning. And my runny nose. It was about a third of a mile down here to get this cache. This particular drop point, it's just scrub here at the beginning. So, I contemplated just going out, sticking it behind it. Sagebrush plant, but couldn't bring myself to do it. I know people are not particularly observant, but they might see that. So I woke up this morning at about 5 o'clock in the morning, had to pee. So I got up and got outside and peed, and by the time I got done, I was so thoroughly chilled because I just went out in my long underwear that I said the hell with it. And it's close enough to when I usually get up anyway. I usually get up at 5:30. So I just jumped in the car and warmed it up. I was right there with the car. And after I got warmed up, I got dressed and then somewhat haphazardly broke camp. I didn't hardly put anything away, or I just collapsed everything and got it in the car, mostly in the trunk. But last night was my last night out. I will be headed home today. This is my midpoint on the caches, and it'll be a pretty casual day getting home today, actually. This is one thing I don't like about walking in the not good light, is negotiating the trail sometimes when it's rough or there are loose rocks. We'll get through it. There's a little stream down here. Last time I was up here, somebody had ridden a motorcycle all over up in here, and it just ripped the crap out of it. Hope that managed to repair itself over the summer. I doubt that those things don't usually repair themselves that quickly, but it is sort of a grassy area, so who knows. Here's a roaring river. It's possibly crisp down here. I did put on oops, that's not stable. I did put on a down coat. Since we were coming down into this ravine, I figured drop a couple more degrees. Up by the car at 24 degrees, I was pretty comfortable in my flannel shirt and long underwear, but drop another 10 degrees and didn't want to read that. And it looks like it has dropped. Both has the moisture down in here. My recollection is pretty much first copse of trees that we get to down here. I just hiked uphill and placed it up in there someplace. I once again have my little GPS unit with me, which should lead me pretty much directly to it. I have to love that technology, but it also sucks when the technology doesn't work. I haven't had the GPS fail me yet. I had some anomalies with it a while back, but I called the technical support people and had to do with resetting the unit. And what was happening is I was resetting the tracking before the unit had acquired enough satellites. So because it didn't actually know where I was, and I reset, then all of a sudden it was someplace else after the reset, after it acquired the satellite. So it thought I'd moved 10 miles in 30 seconds. So it was giving these astronomical numbers, and I just never run into it before, because generally I do that kind of thing in camp, and pace is a little bit slower when you're breaking camp. As you can tell, we're starting to get a little bit more light here. Truck? No, yeah, pickup truck. A wild pickup truck sighted along the Colorado Trail. That's Colorado 114. it's just the access point for this part of the trail. I had a sort of a funny thing happen at this cache drop-off. When I was dropping it, I had placed it already, and before I hiked back to the car, I decided to sit back, and I had an alarm going off in my pocket, and I decided to sit down and have a bite. Oh goodness. Hens can't turn off alarms on smartphones when they're in fleece gloves. Ah. Okay. There. I'm gonna turn off the headlamp. Maybe. So we can't feel. There's the button, I think. Ah, shit. There it is. Okay. Oh, so I decided to get a drink before I headed back, and I just sat next to where I put the cache. Sitting there drinking quietly, 20 feet off the trail, and some guy comes hiking along on the Colorado Trail. I just watched him hike on by. He never even knew I was there. So this is where I think it probably is. Have to pull out my GPS. Sorry for all the roughness, guys. Really? Huh. There we go. Thought it was showing me that I had not gone anywhere. And that absolutely was not true. So, it's just straight uphill. Someplace. Once again, with my penchant for putting these things next to logs. Uh-oh, somebody's trash. Hope that's not a harbinger of my missing cache. Oops. Boy, I didn't really hide that one at all. I wonder if somebody moved it for me. That just doesn't. That just doesn't look like where I would put a cache. It is still locked, but locks are just undone with a quarter. So well, we'll find out when I get it open. I thought I'd just do a quick follow-up. I opened the cache, and there was nothing in there. I mean, nothing, no notes or anything like that. So maybe I just got lackadaisical about this one. It seems odd because there's this log right here. It seems like it would have been a really good one to lay down behind. It was standing up here. So I don't know. Maybe somebody just opened it up and realized it was a food cache and left it. I'll hope that. And I'll be more careful about placing caches. We are now at the Chalk Creek trailhead, which is the beginning of segment 14. This is unique amongst my cache areas because at this one I have two caches. I need to find what I did with my direction thing. There it is. One is just a regular food cache, food and normal supplies like toothpaste and stuff like that. The other was theoretical supplies, things like an extra shirt, an extra pair of pants, an extra pair of socks, extra pair of sunglasses, just things like that should I end up needing them. According to my GPS, the caches are 500 feet away as the crow flies. Little log here. I'm not going to log in. I'm not staying. As the crow flies is a lot different than as the trail goes. So, this is kind of cool, I met 4 women from this group up hiking Arapahoe Pass. The Boulder Tuesday Hikers. Cool. Who knows, maybe I'll see them. I doubt it, but I might. They said they were going to be here in October. Today is October 2nd, so they could potentially be here. It's kind of early in the morning yet. It's about 9 o'clock maybe? Probably 9 o'clock. Oh my goodness, this is steep. So if they're coming from Boulder and they were arriving today, they wouldn't be here yet. Probably. Oh my goodness. I don't have it. Yeah, I should probably just stop saying that. I don't have a strong recollection where I put any of this crap. Well, that's not true. I guess the last one, I did remember pretty much where it was. Huh. It's warmed up considerably since this morning. It's now, I believe it was 57 degrees. So I'm just in my flannel shirt and regular pants. I still have long underwear underneath, which probably means I'll be really toasty by the time I get done with this, but that's okay. Peel off when I get back down to the car. I wonder if that's really a bootleg campsite or if that's the name of the campsite, or both. Huh. You know, I'm thinking that maybe I headed uphill here someplace. Seems that it's up here. So intent on hiking the trail, and I forgot to be looking at my GPS. Okay, those logs over there. Remember, I like to stash things behind logs, so I'm gonna bet that that is it. Well, not that one. Maybe this one. Boy, it says I'm right on top of it. And then guess amongst one of these deadfalls. There we are. So once again, just sort of stuffed back in here with a bunch of branches piled on it. So, well, that's a great hiding branch. All right, let's see. Pull these out. Yeah, this is definitely the clothes and stuff. Quite light. These are heavier. All right. So, just FYI, this one was 2/10 of a mile away from the trailhead. So, yeah, yada yada yada. All right. Next stop is trailhead 11, which is the Mount Massive trailhead. keep forgetting to mention that I've seen a lot of deer on this trip. These just came across the dirt road in front of me. So they're trying to hide behind the trees. Doing a fairly good job. At least their heads are hidden. Oh, there's a head. Anyway. Pretty. 3 females. It looks like here. There may be more over on the other side of the road. We've arrived at the Mount Massive trailhead. It's October 2nd, and there are a number of cars here, which really sort of surprises me. I don't know if they're on Mount Massive or not, but not a real extensive sign, but that's okay. So my recollection is that my cache is over here someplace, but we'll follow the little garment as usual. So this is a wilderness area. I'd forgotten that. So you're supposed to sign in. But I'm not staying that long, so I'm not going to do it. Apparently, pretty quickly I put it off here. Got a bit behind that tree. Seems to be the case right in here. It's along this tree someplace. Fairly certain. Don't see it down there. Ugh. Huh. I don't think I would have put it down here with all these brambles. There it is. So, the one thing that sort of makes these things stand out a little bit is that they're shiny. And I guess that could be a little problematic. But given that I just had 8 caches in 7 places on the trail, and all 8 of them turned up fine when I went to get them, it's just fine. This particular cache was 385 feet from my car to here. So, pretty simple on that one. So, I'm still at, oh boy, how do you get a focus on this? There we go. Still at Trailhead 11, Mount Massive. I was carrying this down for some reason. I didn't put it in my pack. And I noticed there were some little teeth marks in it. So, something tried to get in. Fortunately, they did not.